And
the captain comes back and he says, "Please take your leave in peace. There will be no drinking tonight, but I will hold you to it for next time." And they both giggle at one another. And then the executive officer takes off first over to the ship, and then Captain Thane looks at all of you and he says, "Take care of my Elranna. She is a dear, dear friend and a wonderful ally." And with that, he takes the gangplank and leaves the ship.
Good.
Jeez, you bonehead! I turned to Chris. You trying to get us all killed?
Try not to ruin the friggin' deck with this guy's blood. You mean?
Oh, sorry if he doesn't like my voice.
Captain Skywise turns to you, Chris, and he says, "Aye, you're starting to take on the language." Okay, so anything else you guys want to do for a little while?
No, but I will go relay what happened to
yes,
the lady before she starts crawling the walls.
Yeah, that's probably a very, very good idea. Let's see, I need that, and so, oh, I need to edit that. Hang on, I've got to edit a note real quick. If it'll load up real quick, but I don't think it's going to. There we go. I think all of the problems that I'm having with speed tonight has nothing to do with the internet and everything to do with my computer. I'm going to have to run diagnostics on it or something. Okay. So, the evening goes along, and you get into dinner, and the ship continues along. The spindrift, let's see, I've got to have it load up. All of you should be pretty much there, or getting there pretty rapidly. Let's see. By evening time, the ship is about right there. Okay? And I know you probably just saw it move across Aysle. That was not intentional.
Yes, the speedy route, straight through land.
Yes, straight through the land. You can pick up the ship and take it all the way over there. All right. What's that? Oh yeah.
It is an Isle of ship. We can do that.
It could. I have thought several times about bringing in airships for use in Torg. It just seems like they would fit really well, especially since the world that the Eilish come from looks like a humongous donut with a sun floating up and down in the middle.
You could totally use it dirigible right about now.
Yeah, exactly. If they would work without making you plummet to your death in darkness-strewn Isle, because right now you are in a darkened area. Okay. So, the evening comes on. There's dinner, there's drinking, there's maybe some dancing, a lot of instrument playing, stuff like that. But everyone has noticed since the late afternoon, as the sun was going down in the west, that there have been storm clouds that have been brewing over these other islands. And it looks, the captain makes a comment, "It's going to be a rough night. We'd better begin to prepare for everything. And we may actually want to wait until morning to pass through the Hebrides." Because he's not sure if they'll be able to make it through the night. But Lady Elranna is like, "We cannot wait. You must try, please." And the captain is like, "You've carried this for how long?" And literally she comes back with, "Just a few months. You can wait another day to get there safely." So let's see. I need to see something here. Okay, that effect is probably not going to trigger. Touch of Darkness. Okay, nobody's done anything dark. So I just wanted to make sure the cards, Fickle Magic and Touch of Darkness, were still in play. And they are. So, yes.
Jim?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna regret doing this. I know I'm gonna regret doing this, but when he says that to Elranna, I'm basically I'm gonna come to her defense.
Okay.
Hey, are you carrying a curse that lets you kill your friends? No. If the lady wants to get rid of it, we're gonna try our damnedest to get rid of it as soon as possible. You've got 6 Storm Knights here to protect your ship. Take it through the pass.
He stares at you, and his face is absolutely incredulous. But Lady Elranna looks back at you and just smiles and nods her head. And she turns back and explains to the captain, Captain Skywise, this curse is not only harming my friends, it is harming me. I am in a constant state of pain, and I need you to understand this, and please carry us forward. He grabs the short hair on his chin and kind of pulls on it a little bit, thinking, and finally he calls both of his executive officers over, and they go and have a little bit of a private conversation. And there's a bunch of nodding and shaking heads and throwing up of hands and voices raised for a second or two, and then they go back to normal. And he goes to explain. He comes back and he explains, I'll take you there. We will get the ship through, and if we die in the process, so be it.
Yes. I look at Kret. I look at Kret and go, I've never been on a creaky wooden ship in the middle of a storm that's more than likely going to kill everyone on board. This will be awesome.
In your dreams. That's what you... Kret just turned right back at Mo, was like, in your dreams.
I don't ever want to see a lizard in armor fist pump again.
Never again.
Never again. Okay, so you're not going to play a card or anything? You just came to Elranna's defense?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, so Elranna then turns to the captain and explains, I offer my... get in the right voice here, Paul. I offer my services to aid with anything that needs to be done so that we may make it through the night. And the captain is like, damn right you do. And he says, what about the rest of you? Are you Storm Knights too good to work?
More than willing to work. Not sure you want me sailing, but...
Show us the ropes.
Unless you want a rat to be seasick.
I snap off a good Air Force, Navy salute, and which has nothing to do with what they do here. And hey, Captain.
Okay, so he looks back at each of you in turn as you speak, and then you hear massive lightning, and it takes probably a good 10 seconds to reach. The sound takes a good 10 seconds to reach the ship, and it's really loud from the time that you see the lightning actually strike. And he turns back to Kret and he says, "Yep. You're going to get wet." And
I'm thinking, oh shit.
So,
I stopped myself from cussing.
yeah, you did. Good for you. Thank you. Yeah.
Or in other words, Dad blast it.
Look,
Don't worry.
offer your thanks to Lanala for the opportunity, and let's go have some fun.
Oh yeah, that's another thing is that Kret, being somebody who belongs to Lanala now, wants all of these new experiences and everything. So when you see the lightning hit over the prow of the ship, you actually get like a shock down your spine. Okay, a tremor or a shock down your spine. You're like,
kind of like having chills down the spine.
Yeah, the chills. There you go. Thank you. Why couldn't I think of that word? Anyway, so yeah. Okay, everybody.
More orgasm, but that's okay.
No, the orgasm would be if he actually got hit by lightning. Let's see. Okay,
It's
so
not all it's cracked up to be.
all right, so I need a water vehicles check or dexterity from everyone, please. The target number is 10.
Dexterity, right?
Right. If you don't have water vehicles, then yes.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody. Okay, Peaches made it.
There you go.
Okay, Dogfight made it.
Twice in a row.
Chris, that's 2 mishaps. Fortunately, you're not dealing with technology, so you don't make it. Mo makes it, and then
Remember,
hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Remember, you had to roll for me, buddy.
Yeah, I got to roll for you, buddy. Hang on just a minute.
Second overboard. Second overboard.
Get Kret open. Okay, you do not have water vehicles, so I got to roll dex for you. Okay. Oh, that's a nice roll. Okay, you got an action total of 15 on a dice roll of 17. So, yeah, die total of 17. So you made it. So the only one that didn't make it is Chris. Chris, you're going to have a very difficult night. You're going to take at different points during the night you're going to be taking shock, but since shock takes like 1 minute per point to get rid of, you'll be more or less okay by the morning time. Probably a sore throat. But the role of water vehicles was to allow you guys to help out with preparing the ship, battening down the hatches, making sure everything below decks is secure. As you close in on the storm, the sails come down because you cannot sail in water in a storm like this with your sails up. You will die. Okay.
Let's just say as we were battening down, like a wave came up and caused like a barrel or a door to like slam in my face.
Well, that might actually be worth a wound.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
You're just seasick as I'll get out.
Yeah, you're let's just put it this way. By morning, you have no interest in eating breakfast whatsoever. So,
oh boy.
Okay, so let's kind of describe the night. You're moving along, and the ship, to the credit of how the sea moves, continues to push the vessel along. There are points at which you get close to the island here. Let me go ahead and kind of center that. There are points where you get close to the island there, and the captain uses some long-time sea trickery to get himself away from that island and the rocks that are around there. But he manages somehow to guide all of you around the shoals. By the time the storm breaks at about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the sails can be put back up, the captain takes leave of his station. One of the execs takes over to continue guiding the Spendrift on its way. But the deck is a mess. There are things that were actually brought in from the islands that you guys passed through on both sides that were carried by the storm. Nothing useful. There was, but there was also a lot of seawater. At one point, a lot of dwarves were helping to bail out the forward cargo hold because one of the boards had come loose, but the shipwright was able to get it sealed, and then it was drained out at that point. And
that's where I would come in really handy, being like probably the strongest person on the ship.
Yep. Yep. You could, as a matter of fact, they call on you to hold things in place while they work on nailing it down. Okay. Hang on just a second, folks. Okay. Okay. So, anyway, the one that is on the wheel right now, the exec that is remember, he's got two execs. One of them, the one that is on the wheel right now, just happens to be a pilot, and there are several shoals and rocky areas that you guys can push through, but you do manage to get through everything, and by the morning time, when the morning comes up, the sky is blue and it's beautiful out. It's not very long before they're able to point out the Isle of Skye on the horizon. And it's going to take probably about 6 more hours to get there. So I have not been measuring accurately on this map, as you guys can tell, but measuring accurately is not necessarily necessary. Not necessarily necessary. I'm going to have to deal with that. So
hey, they can tell, but I can't because I'm not there. So ha
ha.
Eat it.
I don't want to eat it. That's gross. So anyway, during this trip that you guys have been on during this section, how do you treat the morning? Is there anything special that any of you want to do in preparation once the Isle of Skye being on the horizon is announced?
Yeah, I want to make a point of going over to the captain and be like, "No problem, bud."
He's asleep.
Yeah, well.
But but his exec is happy to relay your message once the captain does wake. By about the time you would dock, the captain will wake up. Now, any of the rest of you have anything that you want to do?
Just get some sleep. I mean, I'm sure we're all just completely exhausted.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Anything else anybody else wants
Agreed.
to? Okay, agreed.
I agree with Mo.
Okay.
Yeah, we do our best to prepare.
Okay. All right. So, moving along. Let's see. Okay. All right. As you're closing in on the Isle of Skye, you see there are very few places that the ship can tie up. You're going to have to take a few. What are those called? The small boats.
Long boats.
No. The dinghies.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take some dinghies over there, a couple of them at least, and then there is a stairway up, and it appears for all of the time that this castle that you see above you has been around, these steps are still in good shape. They're primarily made of stone with a few logs or boards on the way up. But again, they seem like they're in pretty good shape. So, Dunscaith Castle towers high on a cliff overlooking a rocky beach. Its only approach, a narrow stone bridge with wooden slats. Although a popular ruin in core Earth, the castle today looks as imposing as when it was first built. Its gray stones give the structure an ominous appearance, and its hanging red banners make the castle look as though it's wounded and bleeding. Okay?
Oh, sorry.
So.
Oh, this looks inviting.
Okay, so you are approaching basically the front entry of this castle. Now, a lot of you, I don't think any of you as players will remember, but your characters would likely be aware of it, so I'll just go ahead and address it. As realities like the Nile Empire and Aysle began to set down and proliferate around the areas that they're in, things that belonged to times gone by were restored. If they were kind of beaten up or broken down or anything like that, they've been restored to what their, in this case, medieval appearance would have been. Okay, so this castle is whole. There's like not a rock out of place, which is why I chose the map improperly. But that's okay. We're going to deal with that. But we're going to deal with that. Now, the doors are heavy and barred. There are 2 doors. They stand 15 feet high each, and they are made of basically solid metal. Okay, not necessarily riveted, but they are held together almost like cold rivets would hold doors together in those times. Okay,
Are they kind of like double doors?
Yeah, they are double doors. They're right next to one another, and something that all of you are absolutely sure did not exist back in the day when this castle was actually built and used. The symbol of Dunad adorns each door, and it looks like it was carven out of metal or poured into a special form to make it, and then it was again basically cold riveted to the door.
Are there any overlooking windows or balconies or anything like that would be accessible by me?
There are a bunch of murder holes, but you can't fit through those.
Yeah, I didn't think.
You could probably go up over the top of the wall if you wanted to.
Yeah. If it's an actual wall around the keep that the castle is, okay. I'll at the very least I'll go and check out, do a high checkout from what the door looks like on the other side.
Okay. You pop into. Okay, this is going to be a strange effect, but I'm going to do it. You pop over the top of the wall, and of course there is a wide walkway around the top of the wall. The colonnades are and the castle teeth, if you will, seem to be in perfect condition. The door from the back seems to be in as good a condition as the front.
There isn't a bar or anything like that across it? Or?
Yes, there is a bar across both the front and the back, and they appear to be linked by a large metal rod that is going through the door. And that's something that I hadn't described yet, but let me go ahead and get to that. There's basically a half arc in the right-hand door. It is basically 2 inches. It's more or less a 2-inch hole, and you can kind of see into the castle. Okay, if anybody wants to look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look in.
All right, you look in. Go ahead and roll a find check for me.
Find. I know.
I'll do the same thing.
Okay. Well, you might have to take it one person at a time here.
Sure. Looking for guards. Looking for anything.
Okay.
Are we all just standing around outside the front door now?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were still going up.
Kind of milling around, peering inside. I rolled
Okay.
an 18.
Okay, your action total was a 15. Kret, what do you want to do to try and convince Peaches to let you see as well?
I'd ask her, because I'm not really that heavy, correct?
No, you're not really that heavy, probably 35, 40 pounds.
Oh, I lift him up on my shoulder.
Okay.
All right.
You
Like
just
that.
do that without him asking?
I was gonna ask.
Okay.
He just
Ask if-
reaches his arms up at me. I probably would automatically do that, being, from a
Yep,
Hispanic
that's what I
family
do.
with lots of children
Okay.
running around.
So Rocket Raccoon is now on your shoulder.
Hey, Kret,
okay.
can you fit through that murder hole and see if you can open the door?
Okay.
Probably
What
do
does
that.
he see? I mean, he was going to roll a find when he was up over my shoulders, right?
Yeah, let me roll a find test for him. Okay, his find your action total comes out to be a 10. You're able to look inside and more or less see almost what Peaches sees. I'm sure
What
you're
was the target number?
the target number was a 10, so you made it. But a standard target number in Torg Eternity is 10. So if you rolled a 10, you made it. However, Peaches rolled a bit higher, so I'm going to give her a bit more information. What both of you see is the interior of the castle seems to be shifting. It looks almost like there is a heat wave passing around the castle, but it's stationary. Okay, that's for what you can see. Peaches, what you see further than that is that the interior of the castle is not in good shape.
It's a ruin?
It appears to be back to ruination. Now, Robert, what you see is a whole castle. You look beyond the castle walls, you can see a great hall. You see a large rounded castle keep area, and it actually goes up probably a good 40 feet. And it appears to have murder holes and everything like that. Now, roll me a find test, including your +1. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you did, even with the +1. Wait a minute. The die total was a 7. Your skill value was a 9. Why is your bonus -2?
Huh?
Your bonus should not be a -2. You guys should have healed all of your wounds by now.
Yeah, no, I'm not wounded.
Why do you have a -2? Hang on. So Dogfight. Let's see. You're not wounded. You're not in shock. Okay, I need to go to another place and see if you have something on that you're not supposed to have. I'm not seeing anything. Why does it have you at a -2? Oh, because you rolled a 7.
Yeah.
I do that so often. It's ridiculous. Okay.
Let's say 7 is pretty close. 7 is usually a negative. Yeah.
Yeah. 9, 8, 7, +1 from your glasses, so that's an 8. That's still not going to make it. Okay. So, you're looking up, and like I said, you see the tower that is standing over the top of the sheer cliff, and it is a big round tower. It's about 40 feet high and probably about 20 to 25 feet in diameter. And let me get back over here so that I can kind of look and make sure that I've explored everything. Okay. You see 3 other towers, one on each corner. The largest tower that you see is to the, let's see, that's going to be southeast, okay? And if you know, you've got the next largest tower is actually standing taller than that one at about 60 feet, but it's smaller. It's much smaller. There's murder holes and stuff all over the place. And there are very few entries. Okay.
Okay.
It's not about the murder holes. It's about the murderer standing beside them. Do we see any?
No, you don't see anything.
I'm being floating over the group. I kind of say, well, it's in pretty good shape for a 1,000-year-old castle.
Yeah. And you
see anybody?
No, I don't see nobody.
But there is.
I'll shrug and go up to the door and knock.
Okay. Your big old fist just boom, 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 and you don't hear anything. And there's nobody inside that you can see, Robert. Nobody. But there are doors to another castle building just inside the castle walls, and there is a way to get around on the ground, not only on the walls themselves, but on the ground. And you see another plate. Well, no, that's a whole wall at this point. But you see, let's see, what else is there? The castle portion, the large ground keep portion that you see is probably 20 feet tall. It stands at about the same level as the walls.
I got a question. Is there? Am I supposed to be looking at something other than the journey map? Because you're making it sound like you're describing something that I should be able to see on the computer.
No. What I did was I chose a map that is the wrong map. So I'm trying to describe to you off the cuff. So
okay, I just wanted to make sure, because it was like the way you were describing it, it's like I should be able to reference some of the things you're saying, and I'm like, I don't see what you're talking about.
No,
that's okay.
No, I've still got it on the journey map. So
okay, I spoke that specifically loud enough so that somebody could tell me that see something different. Whatever.
It's kind of hard to tell, but it seems ruined inside.
What?
Yeah, I've seen the same thing. Peaches.
Actually, you're not seeing the ruins. You're seeing that there is like a shimmering heat effect inside.
Oh, I'm seeing the heat effect, not the ruins. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Never mind.
What are you talking about, Peaches? The looks like the army just left.
Oh wait, what do I see?
Do you look in?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a find roll.
I tried the door.
3 times.
Okay, Chris, that's 3 in a row. That is really 3 in a row. Okay, Mo, you try and push on the door, and it moves a little bit. But it almost immediately kind of bounces back into place. These doors, you can tell, are massively heavy. They're probably 500 pounds apiece.
So, strength together?
You want to do that?
Then? Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
What is a can we do a combined action, work together?
You certainly can. You absolutely can. So let's see. Okay, hang on a minute. Claus is not there with us tonight, so he can't be added. Let me kind of scroll in here. And then Dogfight is about right here. Okay. You're going to come back down and help?
No, I said I'm not helping.
Oh, okay. So that's 4 of you that can actually do something. That gets you a bonus of +3. Mo, I believe, is the strongest among you. So, Andrew, please.
Am I in the help also?
Yes, you're there also. I'm not sure how much help you'll be able to be at 40 pounds, but you can always try. Things are about to change. Actually, oof. For Dogfight, I'm not sure how to do this. Okay, yeah, I am. And you're not gonna like it. So you guys can go ahead and try and push on the doors. The lock can lift, but it's actually pretty heavy. Dogfight. You hear the lock is kind of clanking against something down below you. You turn around and you see the doors, and you see the lock is actually hitting against something that can hold that lock in place.
What would I be rolling?
Well, you're not going to roll anything yet.
Okay.
Okay, Dogfight goes down and opens the lock, the thing that's holding the lock in place. And then you guys can push. So roll strength, but don't forget, hold down shift. I think you can use shift in this instance. Hang on, let me... shift, just mow. Shift roll. Yeah, if you hold down the shift key and click on strength, the strength attribute, it'll bring up a skill test window. Okay. Okay. The difficulty number is actually an 18. So let me change. Oh, I can't change that. Change the difficulty number to an 18.
Okay.
Not multi-action, not multi-target. And then under other modifiers, type combined effort in the description and put 3.
Where's other? Oh, there it is. Other modifiers combined.
What is strength?
Most strength is pretty high.
Yeah, I bet.
And in the effect column, just put 3 and then click on submit. Yeah, most strength is a 14.
Wow.
Being an Adinos, he can do that, especially since he's got a power that allows him to.
Actually, my strength is not maxed out naturally yet.
Right.
It's just up to 14.
Well, actually...
from the super strength in the gloves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, did you try and roll yet? There you go. Oh, that was on a 20. Plus 3. That still gave you a failure.
Hang on.
Okay.
I will spend a possibility.
Okay. Well, I want you to take a second and think about that. There may be other ways to get this open.
Open sesame?
It's a little bit far, but I don't know. Oh, no, there's not. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Go ahead and spend your possibility or a hero or a drama card, because it's not a mishap. And don't forget to click on Mo to do it.
Oh, yeah, hang on, let me... Where is Mo?
Oh, hang on. Let's get you guys over to... let's see. Preload scene. I'm going to bring you guys over to the Dreamtime. Okay. Didn't it activate? No, it didn't activate. Okay, and then that way you can roll on Mo. And of course, Elranna is with you. I forgot to put her on here, and I'll be doing that in a moment. So go ahead and roll for your possibility.
Okay, I think I'm clicked on him. He didn't light up like he normally does with the gears and wheels and stuff.
Yeah. There she is. Let's see. Okay, that's not much better. I think that's actually still going to be a failure. Yeah, you're 1 low. Since there are 4 of you who are helping, actually Elranna can help too.
Actually, did it?
Porter card.
Is the gloves bonus already factored in?
Yes.
Or are they, because they only work in non-dramatic scenes?
Oh, that's right. Hold on.
So-
Actually, your gloves are working.
Yeah, well, they are.
Dun,
I just
dun,
don't know because if they're turned on, then when we go into a dramatic scene, I've got to make adjustments.
Okay, well, hold on just a second. You may not have to make adjustments. I think I had to rewrite some stuff for both you and Dogfight for some adjustments that were made to the Torg game system. So I may have those turned off. Hang on just a second. Effects. Nope, they're turned on. They are already turned on. So that's my fault. But it is a dramatic scene. So your total is your total. Now, Ginger, what were you?
Supporter card.
Okay. Go ahead and discard it then. And then that will get the door open. Okay.
Do I hit discard or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, you open up your character sheet, open your hand. There you go. That's it right there. You just got it. Okay, I need to go through and change those names. I don't want it to be 55 supporter, just supporter. But I've got a little bit of work to do on that. Robert.
You can do the +3 on his total now with the +3 card.
Yep. Mo, you want to click that?
Oh, hang on. Let me see here. +3 card.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go. So it's a standard success. The doors, I should say, push open, but as you're giving it that final push, you hear metal shearing, and you hear things clattering to the ground just inside of the doors. Now, before anybody has a chance to act, Robert, are you there? So, how high is Robert? So, okay, so Robert does not have any height listed or anything like that, so I'm going to assume he's close enough to the ground to where he cannot, he's not going to take any damage. Okay, so you see Dogfight, who was turned around. Oh, come on, get back there. And looking at the doors, he had actually moved over here to help unlock the door. So, Peaches, you see Dogfight fall to the ground right in front of you. And all of you feel a wave of heat roll over you. Okay? And it kind of, except for maybe Mo, it kind of takes you back. But for Kret, it like knocks you to your knees. As the...
Are you wearing my fire-resistant jacket?
No, it's not actual fire.
No.
It's not actual fire. It's a heat. But okay, have any of you ever been in a haboob? A haboob is a big hot dust storm. So, okay. Well, in the dust storm, you really can't see much of anything. And there's a lot of heat, and it feels like things are rolling over your exposed skin and everything like that. You feel like covering your eyes and your mouth, and you may have to turn away until all of the sand and stuff passes. Let's see, preload. Okay, let's see if the preload actually works, and then activate. When you are when the heat rolls over you and everything clears, this is where you're at. It's dark.
Right.
There are no doors, not even lying on the ground. There is nothing there. So all of you kind of regain yourselves and clear out your eyes and blow any dust or whatnot out of your nose, even if it's only perceived. And this is what you see in front of you. You have walls. These are high walls right here, but they are ruins. They are not in perfect condition as they were. This here, of course, is a pretty thick wall down here and up here next to where claws was a few minutes ago. And then there is a large entryway in here. These 4 spaces right here are a large entryway. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Let's split up and look for the chain-wielding bad guy. Chainsaw-wielding bad guy.
Pretty smart.
All right.
Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
That commercial drives me insane.
What are we here looking for? I mean, we brought her this far, but she's the one that's supposed to know how to get rid of the curse and everything.
Okay, so Lady Elranna moves forward a little bit, and she turns around to look at all of you, kind of like a good speaker. She meets all of your faces, and by now, of course, Dogfight is standing again, and she says, "We are here to meet Scathach, who trained Cu-Chulainn to use the guy at Bolga." And she holds out the spear as kind of a representation of it. She says, "I don't know how, but Scathach is supposed to be, the ghost of Scathach is supposed to be able to help me alleviate or rid myself of this curse. Those who have studied her believe this was her purpose all along. Will you come further with me?"